News we're covering today at 11, a Jacksonville woman who made headlines after she was denied the Stand Your Ground defense in 2012 is speaking out.
And you may remember Marissa Alexander. She was the mother initially sentenced to 20 years in prison for firing a gun in her home she said was intended to scare off her abusive ex. Well, tonight she's telling First Coast News' Julia Janae why the recent change to Florida's Stand Your Ground law could have made the difference in her case. Julia?
That's right, Heather. Marissa Alexander spent nearly 3 years in prison fighting against her conviction for aggravated assault. Her case was overturned in 2013 and she accepted a plea deal instead of facing a new trial. This time she was given 2 years of home detention back in 2015. Now she is fully free. She says she stepped into a role that she never expected herself to be in.
I'm more busy and more moving than but it's an adjustment, but it's a good thing. It's a new normal.
Marissa Alexander says she's been using her freedom from the state's ankle monitoring for family and advocacy.
It's the reason why I supported that law, because there's so many other people that contact me, and they were not able to be justified in their use of force.
Florida's controversial Stand Your Ground law, she publicly supported, changing it to make it easier on defendants.
You don't have to prove yourself in a case where every other case the state has that burden to prove.
June 9th, Governor Rick Scott signed the bill into law, shifting the burden of proof from those claiming the defense to the prosecution.
I think it's a step in the right direction.
Alexander's wrangle with the criminal justice system took years. She says it failed to take into account her status as a domestic abuse victim. She fired a weapon during an altercation with her estranged husband when she said she felt threatened.
In that time, in that moment where you're not sure what your abuser is going to do, I think if you have to make that decision, you should be able to do so.
Florida's shift is the first of its kind in the U.S., but if the change had happened prior to Alexander's trial, she says she's not sure the outcome would have been different.
It would have perhaps done is made it where I didn't have to prove my action, but the state had to prove that I was wrong. All these things were never even a possibility because for whatever reason I was just angry. And that was the narrative that was sold, and that was bothersome for me. But if I can be the voice and help, even one person, and I'm okay with that.
Now, Alexander continues to respond to victims group across the country who ask her for their support, and she continues to, of course, work with her own foundation, the Free Marissa Foundation. And she says with any law, she hopes that it will be applied equally in any case. Guys, back to you.